everything that I bought in Greece. Let's get into it, you guys. Hi guys, my name is Alana and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, we discuss all things fashion, luxury, and handbags. So if those are things you're interested in, then I hope you would do me the favor of hitting the subscribe button down below if you've not already. I really do appreciate your support, and I absolutely love talking handbags with you guys in the comment section. So as you may or may not know, I have just returned from Greece, and I definitely did some shopping while I was out there. Now I am finally gonna share with you guys what it is I picked up. If you did not already see my luxury shopping vlog, then I will link that down below so you guys can check that out before you view the unboxings of what I purchased. So I did purchase a variety of items. I got some clothing, I got some luxury goods, I got some souvenir type things. I'm gonna show those all to you. I think I have to start off though with this outfit that I picked up because I was so excited about it and it just screamed Greece island vacay vibes. So I'm gonna start with that, work my way to the luxury goods, and then show you guys everything else I purchased as well. Okay, so this clothing item, I did pick this up from a boutique in Athens, and one thing I will say that I absolutely love about shopping in Greece is these stores were open so late. Now, don't get me wrong, these were typically in the touristy areas, and I think it's because they know tourists are out and about pretty much all hours of the night. So I actually went shopping for this at 11:30 p.m. I have no regrets though. I was looking for a beautiful set and this is what I got. So this is a two-piece set, but I'm just going to lift one at a time. This is the beautiful skirt that I picked up, you guys, and oh my goodness, look at the colors in these. Now, don't get me wrong, this is not going to be for everybody, but to me, this just absolutely screamed Greece island vibes. And on the first bit of my trip, we were on the island of Paros, so I just felt like this would have been so appropriate for a beach club or even just going for drinks in the evening. I really love the look at this. And it does come with a matching top as well. And I do like the look of it together. However, I do feel like because it's such a bold print, I would likely break it up and wear maybe a solid color on top and then this skirt at the bottom, or a solid color on the bottom. I was able to pick this up. I actually got this one on sale and I picked it up for 33 euros. That works out to about $55 Canadian for this matching set. I think that's a great price, mainly because we don't really have things like this in Canada. All right, so up next, I know this is what you guys are waiting to see, and this was definitely my most exciting purchases of my trip. I went to the Louis Vuitton in Athens, and I have to say, I had the most pleasant essay that I ever came across, and I really wish I could remember his name to let you guys know, but he was so kind, so helpful, and knowledgeable. Any item that I mentioned by name, he knew them all. He even brought out some other pieces that he thought I would be interested in because I was on the hunt for some specific items. I just truly appreciated his service so much while we were shopping. And again, we weren't shopping for any crazy huge big ticket items. And without even having a prior rapport with him, he offered us champagne, which we did take him up on that offer. And we just had a great time shopping all together. So I really appreciate his service, as well as the store was just lovely. So I was able to check two things off of my luxury wish list that I have been debating and looking for some time now. So let's get into it. My receipt is here, and after I do the unboxing, I am also going to give you guys a brief overview on what the refund looked like for these two items and how much I saved buying this in Greece rather than purchasing it in Canada. Okay, so based on the shape of the box, I think I know which item this one is, and it's wrapped so lovely. I was able to fit this in my personal item to take back with me, all wrapped up, and with the shopping bags too. Again, all of that is just part of the experience, and I know I have some of these things already, but again, I just want to share a little bit of that magic too as I was unboxing it here for you guys. So let's go ahead and open it up. Any guesses? If you watched the vlog, let me know what you think I picked up here. We have the dust bag. And I picked up this absolutely stunning mini belt, you guys. Oh my goodness. So here's a better view. Look at the beautiful buckle that you have on the belt. I absolutely love it. So this is called the LV Flowergram 15mm reversible belt. This is exactly what I was looking for. Now, as some of you guys might know, I was looking for a luxury belt. I have a really nice black on black YSL monogram belt. However, that belt was just a little bit too big for me at this point. It no longer fits me, but I did love that it came in black, of course. I did like that it was a very thin belt, but I did wish that it had gold hardware at the end of the day, and I just feel like this belt was really able to encompass everything I was looking for. So as you can see, I have this set on the side with the monogram. Now, I do like monogram, but sometimes I don't always want it to be so in your face. So I really like that this, in fact, is the mini monogram that is on the belt here. So although you can tell it's Louis Vuitton, because it's the mini monogram, it is not so in your face. It's a little bit more subtle, and I do love wearing my brown, so I can definitely see myself wearing it on this side as well. Another thing too, when it comes to the belt buckle here, I love how shiny this is. I love the details in this. And I think I also really like the fact that it doesn't just say LV as a lot of the belts do. I was really debating between one more style, and it did have the LV belt buckle. However, I ended up leaning more towards this because I feel like this is more if you know, you know. I do love how, again, how shiny this is. It's not too big, but you can definitely see it. And then I also love how on this side of the flower here, you're able to see that LV is engraved in there as well, which I feel like is such a nice touch. Even on the back of the belt loop part here, it does say Louis Vuitton engraved as well, which I really do appreciate. There were a couple belts that I was really interested in. I feel like also the LV Blooms belt was beautiful. I really liked the belt buckle on that as well. However, on the black side, it was more of a matte finish because it was actually in the empreinte leather. Now, I like Louis Vuitton empreinte leather. However, I just feel like with this belt, I wanted a little bit more kind of like a sheen to it. And I do love that this, in fact, has that. As you guys can see, this is just a classic smooth leather here, but I do like that it has a little bit of a sheen to it, whereas the other one did have the LV monogram embossed, like the empreinte leather, but for me, I feel like this was just a little bit more classic. And I've now just flipped it over on this side so you guys can really see how this looks against the shiny black leather with the beautiful shiny gold hardware. This is just stunning. Now, when I wear my clothes, as I've said, I really prefer a dainty belt. I've never really been a fan of a huge, thick, and chunky belt. Most of the time, I wear my belts kind of higher up, more at my waist as opposed to my hips. So because of that, I feel like the thinner belt really does suit me better and my style. So I'm so over the moon with this piece. I picked this belt up for 360 euros, and that translated to $581 in Canadian. I'm really happy with that price, and again, as you know, I'm able to get the VAT refund, which we will get into in a little bit after we unbox the second piece. Okay, so now with the second piece, I'm not going to lie, there was a little bit of a hint for this piece in the vlog, so if you did watch it, you might already know what's in here, and I'm going to give you a hint. It is an SLG. Again, let's undo the ribbon. I'm so excited. And in here we have the Louis Vuitton Key Pouch Small. I am so excited that I was able to get this piece. I know that this is such a popular SLG. I've seen the reviews on it. From the time that LV said they were dropping it, I was intrigued by this SLG because of how much I use and love my regular key pouch. Now, before I went to Europe, I really was debating about this, and I was even discussing it with you guys and getting some of your opinions, and I do appreciate that so much because it really did help me make a decision. I wasn't really sure if I needed the regular key pouch as well as this small size too. This one is bigger. It fits cash more nicely. I love the fact that on the interior you have this slit pocket as well. So I just feel like you can keep either your important cards a little more separated or cash a little more separated. Of course, again, there's just more room, and I feel like this still is perfect to fit in all of my mini bags. In fact, like I said, my essay was so lovely. One of the criteria I kind of needed this to meet was whether or not this would fit in my easy pouch on strap. As you guys know, that is definitely a tiny bag, but I'm a mini bag lover, so I didn't want to get this size if it couldn't fit. We did test it in store, it was able to fit in there nicely, and I was still able to get items like my phone in there too, so I was sold at that point and I was so thrilled to get it. In case you're unfamiliar, it just comes also with a D-ring in here, which I love the fact that with my regular key pouch, I can attach my keys and have like my wallet piece all in one. And then of course with the zipper closure, it just makes it so convenient. Another reason I feel so lucky that I was able to pick this up was my essay actually told me that he had only seen this key pouch in store 3 times since it's come out. Of course, one of those times being when he was able to sell it to me. So I was just so thrilled because again, in store, I have looked in Canada as well. It's not something that has been readily available in stock all the time. So I'm glad I got to see it in person. I got to make some comparisons to some other SLGs, the Recto Verso, as well as the original key pouch, and I was just sold. I'm so excited. And again, based on what you guys have told me about the key pouch, I think I really am going to love it. I picked this up in Europe for 310 euros, and in Canada, this retails for $505. And in Canadian, with the conversion, that worked out to $501. Okay, so now that I unboxed those 2 pieces, please let me know what you think of it down below in the comments section. Do you think I made the right decisions? I personally am thrilled with my choices, and I feel like they were the perfect early birthday gifts to myself. I'm also now going to break down how much I saved getting it in Greece, because we know that sometimes the refund amount can vary depending on which country you are within Europe. So this was 12% that I was getting back. So let's do some calculations here. For my mini flowergram belt, that was 360 euros, and in Canadian, the exact conversion worked out to 581, and it retails for 585 on the Canadian website. One thing I will say is LV really has done a good job at harmonizing the prices between Europe and Canada. There wasn't much of a discrepancy just looking at the numbers in total, but where you really get your savings is going to be getting that refund. So next, for the key pouch small, I paid 310 euros for that, and in Canadian that ended up working out to $500. If you look at the retail price online, it retails for $505. So again, pretty spot on there with the conversion. I used my credit card to pay for this, so with the conversion fee from my bank and with everything in, I paid $1,111 in Canadian, but the total in euros was $670. The refund that I'm receiving on this purchase is going to be 80 euros, and how that converts to Canada is $129. So with all that said and done, I would have paid a total of $981 for those 2 items in Canadian dollars. If I was to purchase that here in Canada, it would have brought my total to $1,237. That means I had a savings of $256. Now, if you ask me, that is a really great savings. I didn't buy any crazy high ticketed items for the luxury market, let me put that out there and say that. So I do feel like getting over $250 Canadian back is amazing. It is definitely worth the price that I paid, and I'm so happy that I had such a great shopping experience to go along with it as well. If you guys have any other questions about prices from different stores that I saw in Europe versus the prices that we have here in Canada, just let me know down below in the comment section. I'd be happy to let you know. Or even if you have any questions on how the VAT refund works and how you have to start that process at the airport, if you have any questions like that too, you can let me know down below, because I do get that it can be a little bit confusing, but the savings are absolutely worth it. Okay, so now on to some other goodies that I picked up. This I actually got from the island of Paros, where most of the stuff I purchased was from Athens, but the shops were so beautiful in Paros as well. So of course I'm gonna go ahead and show you what I got there. There was a beautiful perfumery that I had seen online prior to going out there, so I definitely made it a priority to stop there. And this perfumery pretty much focused on recreating scents that are popular, that we know and love, for a fraction of the price. This is very enticing for me. I'm someone who loves perfumes. I have spent a good amount of money on perfumes, so it was definitely for me worth checking out, and I ended up picking up 2 perfumes. Now, I traveled with just carry-ons, so the liquid situation can be a little bit tricky, but I made room for 2 30-milliliter bottles. The first one that I picked up was the dupe scents of the Libra Intense. So this is a scent that I have always loved. I'm more familiar with the original Libra scent. However, this Libra Intense, in my opinion, is just as good as the scent of the Libra, but the scent is just that much more powerful, so I absolutely love it. And I feel like they've done such a great job of recreating the scent. Now, I love this because, as I said, I am someone who loves perfume, and this is not that I went in there to purchase it to say, oh, I picked up this brand of perfume. No, I'm happy to call it what it is. It's more just because the scent is so beautiful. And once you hear how much I was able to pick this up for you guys, you might just be shocked. So for the 30-milliliter bottle, I got this for €10. What a steal. And since I knew that I was going to the island of Paro first, I just brought one tiny little travel scent, and I knew I was gonna pick this up. I used this scent as well as one other for the whole duration of my trip, and I can definitely vouch for these that they are legit. They smell delicious. They genuinely have chemists at the shop who work on recreating these scents. So for me, this was a no-brainer, and I knew I couldn't leave with just one of them. The second one I picked up is a scent that recreates the Baccarat Rouge 540, and I am so happy that they had this scent. As they said, this was one of their popular ones too, and I can completely understand. I love the Baccarat Rouge smell. However, I am not someone who is yet at the point where I'm going to pay hundreds and hundreds of dollars for one bottle of perfume. This really has helped me test out the scent, and I absolutely love it. And maybe down the line, when this is done, I can look into investing in the actual scent. But for the meantime, I am enjoying this so much. The lasting power has been great, the projection has been great, and in my opinion, I feel the scents are quite spot on. So I'm really just enjoying giving these some use. There also is a website where you can order them online. The lady at the shop let me know, so I'll link that down below because it sounds like they ship to North America as well. So feel free to check that out if you are interested. I have a feeling that I might be interested in picking up some more of these. They had scents from brands like YSL, Chanel, Prada, they had Maison Kirk de Jean, and so many other popular brands. So be sure to check it out if you are interested in it. I have been loving these ones that I have. Next up is some jewelry that I picked up. I have been wearing these pieces that I got on the trip throughout the whole duration of the trip. I'm typically not someone who really resonated with the evil eye, but I feel like just being in the culture and seeing it everywhere, looking at the meaning behind the evil eye, yeah, I hopped on board. So I got 2 bracelets that have the evil eye on it. One is in sterling silver and then plated with gold, and the other one is just more like a drawstring casual style. I'm actually wearing the drawstring one today, and I have it paired with my Lisa Goslin bracelet, but I will show you both. I love that this one is so casual and easy to wear. I don't even need to take it off. The other one I like because it's a little bit more fancy and it really looks nice when it's stacked with other pieces too. I was such a fan of all of the jewelry stores, and I feel like the prices were quite reasonable. This bracelet I picked up for €6, and the other one that was plated in gold I picked up for €26. So I feel like those were some pretty reasonable prices. I enjoyed wearing it for the duration of the trip, and I'm excited to continue to wear it while I'm here. So the boutiques are something I feel like when you go out to Greece in particular, you can't sleep on. They are so good. This one I picked up in Nausa, and the other one I picked up in Athens, so you can find these boutiques anywhere, and I definitely recommend taking a look and stopping inside. There's one more souvenir item that I want to show you just because I was really impressed by it. I'm not going to show you the gifts that I got for friends and family, mainly because I don't want them to see this before I've had the chance to give it to them. But one of the last things that I picked up is these beautiful stone marble coasters. So here is the first one, and it shows the Parthenon from the Acropolis. I got to see this in person and it was just breathtaking. So when I saw that they had the design printed on this authentic marble from Greece, because of course that is something that is very popular with their architecture, and then it had this image printed on top and said Athens, I thought it would be a really great keepsake, and I'm going to display this nicely. I'm debating if I'm going to use it actually as a coaster or kind of just display it as artwork as well around my house, because I think the image is really stunning and the marble is quite substantial too. The other one I got shows these beautiful flowers that you could really find in so many areas of Greece, mainly in the Cycladic region, and that's where I was on the island of Paros. So this one really reminded me of my time there, again on the beautiful Greek marble, and I love the pattern here, and this one just says Greece on it, which I really love. I'm thinking that these are just too precious for me to actually put cups on, and I really like that this brings back certain memories from my trip, so I might just display them. But what do you guys think? I think these are such beautiful pieces, and I picked these up for €5 each, which I feel like is really reasonable, and I think definitely worth it. So there was one last thing that I actually did want to show you guys too, and this was from the island of Paros. I was being a little bit strategic with this souvenir. I bought this the first day that we landed in Greece because I wanted to utilize this for shopping or even as a beach bag. I picked up this beautiful tote that has some of the most iconic images and just things you think of when you think of Greece. You think of those blue domes, which is very commonly found in the Cycladic regions like Paros that we were in, the beautiful flowers also, and the body of water. It says Greece up at the top, but it also says Paros at the bottom, and since this is where I stayed, I really wanted something that was able to showcase that specific island as well. This tote, though it is slim, it packs up really nicely, but it fits a ton. I picked this up for €12, and like I said, I used this throughout my whole trip, so I definitely feel like it was worth it, and I'm so glad I was able to snag this early on. Okay, so there you have it, guys. That is the end of the items that I purchased on my trip in Greece. Let me know what you guys think about what I picked up down below in the comments. As you can see, I am thrilled and still on a high from the trip. The people of Greece were absolutely lovely, welcoming. I had such a great time, not even just the shopping, but the whole experience in and of itself. So I'm really excited that I'm able to bring back some of these pieces that can help commemorate the memory of that trip. If you did enjoy the video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button down below. I appreciate all of your support. I hope you guys enjoyed the haul, and I'll see you guys in the next video.